Hello, and today we'll be talking about a software that can decrease your video files incredibly. So, if you're someone who works with a lot of video files and you need some place to store them, or you have some files that you are laying around in your hard disk but you don't need the full quality, or you just want more space in your PC, then this software is for you. And the software is fairly simple to use and it's completely open source, so you don't have to pay anything. So that's a good thing. So the software is called Handbrake, and that sound is hilarious, but it works really well. So here is the website. So you can see, you can just type this in your Chrome, Brave, or whatever browser you like to use, anything but Edge. Yeah. If you use Edge, yeah, you're probably 60 years old. But anyway, this is the website. You just get here, then just click on this download button right here, and then it will just pop up and just start download. And as you can see, it's a fairly small software. It's only 20 megabytes, so you are getting a lot for the size. And what this does is, as you can see in the name, it says the open source video transcoder. So it just doesn't like compress it, it just transcodes it and makes it that so when it's coding or it's coding your video, it just keeps some stuff out or some useless things that you do not need in the video. So you get a lossless quality, but you have a fewer or smaller size. So it's let's just wait for it to download, and then we can install it. The installation process is like any other software that you do. You just download it and click install, and you will have a GUI installation, so you don't have to go through any terminal commands or anything. So if I just open this, then yes, then just next, and install, and that's basically it. Now you have Handbrake in your desktop. So how does this actually work? So if I go here and type Handbrake, so here's the software, just open it. And this is basically that what you get. And there is a bunch of options here. So we will go over them a little bit. But first, let me introduce you to our file. So if I go to this files option right here, as you can see, there is a file. This is from my previous video. So let me just make it smaller so you can see the file size. Here it is. So it's about 400. So let's just round it up to 500 megabytes, and it's 17 minutes. So I just want it so that it's a little bit smaller, but I have the same quality. So what I have to do is, as you can see, drop a folder here. This is so if you want to do a batch transcoding. So if you have a lot of files that you want to transcode simultaneously, then you can do this in here, but we just want a single file. So just open a single video file, then get to the folder in question. So basically this one right here. So once you open it, here you can see there is a bunch of options. Then there are presets, and there is a lot of presets. So these are fast qualities, there are high qualities, super high qualities. You get surround sound as well. You get web versions, so Discord, Gmail. Then you have Amazon Fire, Android, Apple. So basically anything under the roof, you have the transcoding right here. And I think there is a YouTube option as well. Let me see. Here you can see there is a YouTube option as well. So if you want the transcoding of that YouTube uses, you can roughly get that from here. And there is way too many options, so there is really a lot to go over. You can even change what type of coding this uses. So by default, it will use the H.264, which is the default codec for MP4. So this will be by default, and I won't change too much here. So if you just want a reduced file size, then what you have to do is just click this one. So web optimize. So it will optimize it for the web. And if you don't know, in a web-based application, the file needs to be relatively small so that it can be distributed easily. So let's just see what happens if I just turn this on and don't mess around with anything. Then here is where I want to save it. So I will save it to desktop file. So right here, I will just name this handbrake. Just save. And then if I just start encode, then it should start to encode this file instantly. And let me just move this around a bit. So as you can see, it has started encoding it. We have 1 kilobytes, and you need to wait a bit, because the larger your file is, it will take a bit of time, and it will also depend on what type of hardware you're using. So if you're using a pretty decent hardware and you have a really powerful graphics card, and powerful CPU, this should not take way too much time. Since I don't have a graphics card and this is only using the CPU, it will take a bit of time, and I'll just wait, and you will probably see some movie magic, and I'll just skip to the part where it is done. So while that happens, let's just wait. So there we go, the encoding is done, and so we can see a difference right here. So this is 500 megabytes almost, and this is like 87 megabytes. So we stripped off a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. So let me just pull up properties here, so we can do a little bit of comparison. So here is both of them. So hold up, why is this here? Let me just do this. There you go. So now, as you can see, these are two different. So the compression is like two different things. It is 460 megabytes. This is 85.5 megabytes. So the difference is really big. So it's about 375. So 375 megabytes of difference, and that's a big difference depending on what type of file you're using. And again, so this won't be happening for every type of file types, or like every video that you use. The results will vary a bit, because when you use web optimized, it will optimize it according to the web. So if it thinks that, well, you don't need that much compression, it won't compress it that much, but in most cases it does a really good job. So if you are looking for something where you can just quickly compress some files or a bunch of files, then this is a really good option for you. And if you find this video helpful, just hit the subscribe and leave a like, and let me know what you think about this. And if any of you understand what the heck these things are, let me know in the comments down below.